Picked up this AC earlier this morning. Came back here, parked the truck and trailer in front of my shop. Figured I'll take it apart on the trailer. Shouldn't take too long to get it taken apart. Get the good stuff off of there, and then take the steel frame into the scrapyard. I think the frame of the unit is going to be too heavy to put into the back of the truck. Well, to easily move it into the back of the truck. So if it's too heavy, I'll leave it on the trailer. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just start taking out some of the screws from around the outside. Try to get the top case off. This piece here was attached to the side. Quite a big chunk. Decent weight to it. It was attached to the side of the unit, but the guy I bought it from took it off of there just so it would fit through the garage door easier. They had a crane there. They took it down with a crane and just left it inside of the garage door, just inside the garage door. I have a small video of it. Not sure if it's going to be in a video or in a short. Try not to drop a bunch of screws. Screws keep getting stuck in there because there's pressure on it. Just popped loose. Should be able to push it off now. Looks like it's loose. It's quite heavy. Should be it for the wires. Still pretty heavy, especially with those motors attached on the other side. So I'm gonna have to shimmy it off, push it off this side here. Lexus, come on. Watch out. Over here. Good girl. Watch out. we go. I'll pull those 2 motors off of there after. Lots of wire in there. So it is doubled up rad right here, doubled up rad right there, and there's another one in the back here. All this insulation. Shove that back inside the steel, sell it with the shred. A little bit of wiring inside of here. Go ahead and cut some of that out as well. Another compressor. Nice thick copper piping. And a nice big rad in the center there. Can't really see it, but it goes all the way to the ground. So go ahead and just start pulling out a bunch more screws. This side is just the furnace side. So there's not really much point in taking all this off, although there's only a couple screws holding it on. So I might have to take it off just so it doesn't fly away. But go ahead and start at the other side. I'm not sure if I'll have to take these ones out. This screw just broke. It's glued at the bottom anyways. This side's wide open now. Couple more screws here holding this rod on, so go ahead and try to get those ones. So that rod is loose as well. Okay, I guess we should take these rods right off of here. Get the cutters. Tried to get some of the tools ready that I might need, but forgot the cutters. Could not find my cutters. Of course, they were sitting on a lawnmower over here. So I was looking for those, and then I realized that I had my camera backwards on my chest mount, so you could see the little twist knobs that you can loosen and tighten to adjust it. So I turned it around. I'll go back to it. So I like to use my wire cutters. They're a lot better. Bought them off of eBay. Got a good deal on them, and they're old school heavy duty ones. So I like to start with a smaller pair of cutters like this. Try to cut into one of the copper noodles here to make sure that there's no gas in it or anything. Yep, it's completely empty. So whenever I buy them from people, I try to tell them that they have to be completely empty. Once in a while, you do run into some that they say it was empty and then it's not. So I have a HVAC company that I deal with. Been dealing with for a couple years now. And any units I get that have gas in them, my buddy from that HVAC company will come over to my place here, just hang out for a couple hours, and then empty out the few that I get that are still full. Go ahead and cut all of the lines that are holding it on. Yeah, that's it. So I'll just stick these off to the side for now. Yeah, that's nice and heavy. Okay, two nice big rods set aside. A lot of ladybugs around right now. It's getting colder. Guess they're all looking for a spot to stay warm. So I don't bother taking all of the wire out. Trying to cut it loose from in here is a lot of work, so just do the quick, easy way. Cut it on the bottom. Yeah, same with this one. Got all that wire cut loose. The downside of these cutters is that it's always... Oh, I forgot to put them up here. Downside of these cutters, you have to open it up so far just to get it around the wire. Sometimes you can't reach it like that. So Guess I'll start with this one here first. Finish this one off. Oh, again, I can't reach it. Oh, there we go. That's why I like to have both. A lot of the time, the smaller ones are easier to reach into places and stuff like that, so. Should have brought a bucket for the wire. I'll go ahead and grab a bucket right now. I got a bigger bucket already for my number 2 insulated wire, just like this stuff. I'll just fill up this bin for now, dump it into the bigger bin. Forgot about these 2 little pieces. The wire runs all the way up into there, so looks like there's going to be a decent amount of wire. Okay, this stuff cut. Might have to adjust the angle of the camera. This one. See where the rest of this is going. Okay, so it's going through the frame right here. So again, I'm just gonna cut it here, make it easier. And then once I get it opened up a little bit more, I can cut it from the inside, get the rest of it in there. That was a hard cut. It's a good chunk of wire right there. Some of this, debating if it'd be number 1 insulated, but I don't think it's thick enough. Copper and a little bit too thick on the casing. Okay. There's a bunch more wire in here. I think I'll leave that for now. Go ahead and get all this copper piping off of here. Get these compressors out. Might have to get the other set of cutters or a Sawzall to cut this thicker tubing. This tube right here, it's 3/4 inch. Took quite a bit of force. That one's cut. That lower one down there, I don't think I'll be able to reach, so I'll cut it off after. Or I guess I should keep cutting this. It's even thicker of a tube up here. It's like a 1 inch. I don't know if that one's gonna cut. Maybe it'll be easier to cut on this side. Wow, that was a bit too hard. Just knocked this piece of a bee's nest off of there. Luckily, there's nothing in them. That's hard to cut. Probably should have just got the Sawzall. Now I'm kind of taking it as a challenge. See if I can do it. There we go. Decent amount of copper tubing. Still more inside here too. I guess we'll go ahead and try to get these compressors out of there first. Okay, we'll see if it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch, but it rusted out a lot. So bolted down to another sheet of metal, and that's bolted. Those bolts look a little bit less rusted, so one of them came out. Let's see if the rest will come out. I'll take these off after once I get it inside. Maxing out what this drill is capable of. Struggling on this last one. we move on to the next one, double check that actually worked. Yep, there we go. And that's loose. To move it to the edge. See how heavy this thing is. Nice. It's got some weight to it. Almost. A lot of strain on this piece of steel. You can see the hole is lopsided as soon as it comes out, so it's probably part of the reason it's so tight. Heavy compressor. I'll just drag them down, put them on the ground. I'll probably do a separate video where I weigh everything, total everything up, show you how much everything weighed and how much I got for it. Nice big motor in here I want to get out too. Save all the motors to take the copper out of them later. Well, I say later. See, never seem to get around to it. Okay. Start working on this side. Probably would be easier to get this out of the way, so. Cutters. So there's the rad. Goes all the way down in there though. So I'm gonna have to move all this stuff. So take these bolts off of here, but it looks like it goes down underneath all of this too. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to reach the bottom ones or not. Dusty. Okay. Wrong size. I use an extension for these small bits because they don't have like a little latch that holds it in into the drill. I only reached 2 of them, and now I'm gonna have to start taking off these side pieces. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take all this off of here. Switch back to the other bit. Got the wrong ones. A lot of time when I'm filming, I feel like I'm in a rush. Don't want to rush. I don't rush anything nowadays. I try to take my time, be as safe as possible. Going fast only makes things sketchier. So now just one last piece, 2 bolts on it. Just 2. My phone ran out of space, so I stopped recording. Luckily, I noticed. So, back at it. Only a couple more screws to get this 2 rads loose. Should be it. figure out where this thing's attached. Looks like that's it. Nice chunk of copper left on there. So that's it for the rods. I'll try to get some of this wiring out of here. Looks like that's as loose as it's gonna get there. And this last wire over here. It's running into the other side. Runs over into here. So I'll grab the other cutters, reach down and cut that. It's hard to reach, a little bit awkward. So last bit of wire on the other side. Just take the easy access wire. A little bit left in there, but it's much harder to reach. I don't think it's worth spending the extra time to get it out. So that'll be it for the wire. Now the only thing left in here that I want to take out is this electric motor. most of the time I'll just cut these belts. This does look like a nice belt. I could maybe use it for something else. Might as well keep it. There's a second one down here, actually. It looks like the old belt. I'll keep the new one. So now we got to figure out how to reach this motor. Okay, so it looks like a bolt up here, and then just down here. Let's try that out. What size is gonna be a 1/2 inch, I guess, and then a small one. And that's it for there. It's a bit too big, I think. Cut that one out. Let's see if we can do the same on the bottom. Battery's dying. Charge the other battery, switch it out for this one. I don't see why that wouldn't have worked. I feel like this is going to be too big. It's indeed too big. I could see that it was on some sort of hinge, but I assumed that this, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it looks like it slides up. So that's it for this. Now I'll just throw the copper tubing in this bin, bring this stuff over to the shop. I'll take this motor off this steel plate and then take the ends of the motor apart, take it off of there. Heavy ass compressor. Ladybugs everywhere. I think I just squished one. Here's one compressor.
That took place on Monday.
Wow. Okay, so those three I gotta take apart. Get that done as soon as I stop filming here. Don't have enough space to film the whole time on my phone, and I don't want to make the video too long. Obviously got to bring this all inside and sort it. Separate the number 1, number 2 copper. I'll go ahead and get everything cleaned up, put the tools away, and maybe I'll take another video of sorting of this stuff out, taking those apart, or maybe I'll just skip ahead, get this stuff done off camera. I'm gonna keep the copper separate from my other stuff, keep the rads separate, and then we'll go ahead and throw it on my scale and see how much everything weighs. Then we'll do a breakdown of pricing and see how much I made for the whole thing. It's gonna be a bit awkward to have to keep this unit on the trailer, because I don't like going to the trailer with such a light load. Would be nice to add some other stuff to it, but then I wouldn't be able to know how much the AC weighed by itself. Do the math on the steel, see how much we make just off of the frame, and then see how much we make in total. Same with the rads. I'll bring them in, get them cut. Pretty simple. I'm sure everyone knows how to clean these rads off. Just cut the steel end off. I'll show you on this one. So first I'll just pull these, get that out of the way, then just either bend this steel out of the way so you can cut nice and smooth on the outside, then knock that off with a hammer, or just cut on the inside nice and smooth, and then you can lay this on the ground and knock these little copper noodles out. So pretty simple for that. I'll get that sorted, get those cut off, and then we'll weigh everything separate and see how much the total is, how much money we can make off of this thing. Okay, so that's it for now.